Hey there! Welcome to a presentation on the C programming language. So today I thought we could go over a small problem. I've got it from the CS50X course, which I highly recommend. It's very interesting, so let's dig right in. I'm going to start my code editor here. Of course, feel free to pause the video at any moment and continue by yourself if you feel you want to do that. Okay, so the problem goes something like this. Render a staircase in the console made out of pound signs. Okay, so the problem does have a few constraints. So the height of the staircase should be provided via user input. Okay, so that's something we need to get from the user. The value of the height should be between 1 and 8. And okay, so the first time around, let's render it going up towards the left, and then we'll render it going up towards the right. So render it going up towards the left, and then render it going up towards the right. Okay, so this would look something like this. So let's imagine that h is 3, so we would have pound, 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 pound. If h would be 5, we'd have, so let me just copy this down here and then add 2 more. Okay, so basically the base, the last row would be the value of the height, so 3 or 5. Okay, and this would be going up towards the left, and going up towards the right would be space, space, pound, space, pound, 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 pound. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new, staircase. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna make a new file here. I'm gonna input some boilerplate, standard IO. Okay, the main method. Okay, so one way we could do this is, I think we could declare h. Can you imagine that's the height? And then first order of business would be get user input for height. Okay, so if we break this down, this would be our first action item. So I would use a do while here. Do while gets you one free spin, so you can it will execute once, and then it will check the condition. If it will execute again. While do first checks the condition and then executes. So do here, I'm gonna print something like height where we request it. Then I'm gonna read it. So this would be an integer, and I'm gonna pass it to power h, and this should go on while. So okay, h needs to be between 1 and 8, so our condition here should say something like if h do this, so keep prompting the user basically if h is less than 1 or if h is greater than 8. Okay, so let's test that out. So let's print fh. Don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, something's wrong here. Oh, the semicolon here. Oh yeah, I always forget those. So yeah, hope this works. I use the GCC compiler, so I hope this will work. I'm gonna output it to a file named staircase. Okay, that worked. Let's execute. Oh, I could make this a little nicer. Add a new line here. Recompile. Height 3, good. -2, bad. 10, bad. 0, bad. 22, bad. 5, good. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. So, let's remove this. Okay, so what's next? Well, if we look at the staircase, basically we need to render some characters on a row and then on multiple rows. So rendering on one row, that in my mind equals to a loop. So that's how we will render multiple characters. And if we need to render multiple rows, that would be like a 2D rendering. So that would be a loop within a loop. So for the big loop, we're gonna go through the rows, and the inner loop would be for the row content. Okay, hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna start the loop here. Pretty basic one. So an integer I initialized to 0, then I is less than h, oh sorry, and then I gets incremented. Okay, so for that we're gonna print pound. Okay, oh, semicolon. So let's see how this looks. Hit recompile. Okay, oh, everything's crammed in there, so we could do a new line. Okay, so we have 3 rows. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We get a pound for each. We're just testing things out. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna keep this. This will move. Basically, it will move to the next row. Okay, so this is how we're gonna go through the rows. And inside here, we'll need another for loop for the row contents. Okay, so let's use the next letter. Int j equals 0. J is less than, and then j gets incremented. Okay, so here. Okay, so for example, we know that j must increase, and it should render 1 pound the first time. Let's keep 3 as our example. Okay, 3 being the height value. So the first time it should be 1 pound, then 2 pounds, then 3 pounds. Okay, so how can we do this? This would, so okay, so j needs to increase. It could be something like, what else would increase here? So I would be incremented on each row. Okay, so on the first row I would be 0, then it would be 1, then it would be 2. Okay, okay, so that means that we could, so the first time we need 1, so we need j to be less than 1, so we could use something like I plus 1. Okay, so the first time I would be 0, so we have 1 here, we'd have 0 to 1, we have 1 pound, then this would be 1, we'd have 2 here, I plus 1 would be 2, so we would have 2 pounds, 0 and 1, and then I would be 2, so here we'd have 3, so we would have 0, 1, 2 pounds, 0, 1, 2 to a total of 3 pounds. Sorry. Okay, so let's print and see if this works. Okay, so let's compile. Okay, so it seems to be working. Let's try another one. Okay, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe 8. How many do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So basically we use I, which increases with every iteration. So basically for the first row I is 0 and we need £1. So if we start from 0, we can use I and just add 1 to it for each row. Okay, so then we should so here our second action item has been loop for the rows and then loop for the row content. Okay. Oh. Okay. So now if we want to render it going towards the right, going up towards the right, basically need blank, 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 and none. Okay. Here that didn't need to concern us because we don't care what's being rendered to the right, so after the pounds. But now if we have the blanks first, we would basically need another loop here. So I'm gonna call this the pound loop, and here we need another one which would be the blanks loop. Okay, so I have another 4 here, and would be K the next. Yeah, should I switch them? No, let's just use that. Okay, so let's just initialize everything K less than something and K plus plus to increment. Okay, so actually we would move this here and here. Oh no, that was right, sorry. Here we have our blanks and here we have our pound signs. Okay, okay, so now how should we do this? So if we look at it, on the first row we need 2. Let's imagine the height is 3 again. So on the first row we need 2 and then 1 and then none. Okay, so basically the blanks need to decrease. Okay, so if we think about that, we could use something like this. So H is a set value and I increases on every row. Okay, so to the effect we need here for the blanks to decrease, we could actually using the condition here something like H minus I. Okay, because H is set and I increases on every iteration, so on every row. Okay, so on every row we deduct more from the height. So if we deduct something here and we get 2, we deduct something plus 1 and then we get 1 less here. Okay, hope that makes sense. So let's see how this would work. So on the first iteration, so the first row, I would be 0. Here we would have H minus I, so it would still be 3. So we would get 0, 1, 2, we would get 3 pounds. So that's not good. Okay, so how could we solve this? We could start K from 1 and then we would get only 1, 2, so 2 blanks. Or we could actually deduct 1 from here, but this looks kind of weird now, so I think it's better if we start K from 1. Okay, so let's think, for example, on the second row I would be 1 and here we'd have 3 minus 1, 2, and K being 1, we'd have only 1 blank. Okay, so only one blank. And the pound loop would pretty much stay the same, because it does the same thing we needed it to do the first time around. Okay, so I hope this is right. So let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Okay, so recompiled, testing it out. Okay, looks good. Oh, let's try some more. Okay, looks good. It's here, so here would be 4 blanks. Okay, 3, 2, 1 blank and none. Let's try 8. Okay, so it looks good. Okay, so I hope this was as fun for you as it was for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around.